Hello students. This mini lesson is to go over problems from this chapter that I haven't really had a chance to focus on. So it's a review and let's go ahead and get started. Please copy this problem, copy everything that is on this video, and work it out with me. Feel free to pause it as we go along. So for this first problem, we have a fraction, which you guys are used to, but I told you that it would always go in perfectly, and I'm sorry to say that here is a problem where it does not go in perfectly. But the good news is that it's a multiple choice question. So all you have to do is plug in these answers to see which one works, to see which one gives you the truth. So we are going to start off with A, and we're going to plug in this 2 everywhere where we see an X in order to see if it works. Okay, so I plugged in the 2. As you can see, everywhere I saw an X, I put a 2. And now I'm just going to work this out. Hopefully you were thinking about doing the parentheses first, because parentheses always go first. So 2 plus 2 is 4. And then we're going to do 2/3 times 4. Make the 4 into a fraction. Multiply the top with the top and the bottom with the bottom. So that gives us 8/3. And then we're going to work out the other side. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 plus 12 equals 16. So the two sides do not equal each other. This gives us a lie. It's not the truth. So 2 is not a solution. It just did not work out for us. So the answer is not A. Let's check to see if the answer is B. We're going to do the same exact process, but instead of plugging in a 2, this time we're going to plug in a 3 wherever we see an X. I will show you the work below. Okay, so here I plugged in this 3. Wherever I saw an X, I put a 3. Let's work it out to see if this works. 3 plus 2 is 5, and then 5 times 2/3, make the 5 into a fraction, multiply the top with the top and the bottom with the bottom. I get 10/3 for my answer on this side. Let's see what I get for my answer on the other side. 2 times 3 is 6, 6 plus 12 is 18. So my two sides did not equal each other. The sides are different, so this is not a solution. Therefore, B did not work. Let's move on to C, and let's see if -8 is a solution. Wherever I see an X, I'm going to plug in -8 this time. So I'm going to write my equation again, but this time I'm going to plug in a -8. So here's the problem with a -8 plugged in the X spot, and I need to work it out the way we've been doing. This takes a while, but hopefully you find that the work is not difficult. It's just kind of repetitive. 2 minus 8 is -6. And then we're going to times that by 2/3. So we have to make this into a fraction. Multiply the top with the top, and we get -12. And the bottom with the bottom, we get 3. But wait a minute, this is a nice fraction where 3 goes into 12, and it goes in 4 times. Plus there's a negative right there that didn't hook up, so my answer is a -4 for this side. Let's see what we get for our answer on the other side. So we're going to multiply 2 times -8 is -16. And then we're going to add that with 12. So 12, but then a -16 gives us a -4. And there we have it. That is the answer. Both sides equal each other. So this is the answer. All right. we found that our answer, the answer that worked, was -8. So -8 is our solution. Okay. Now, for those of you who, I'm sorry, I'm outside, there's birds outside. Sorry about the noise. But anyway, those of you who did not like this process and you want to do it your own way, you can do this problem just normal, the way we've done other problems, and distribute and all of that. But if you do it that way, you're going to have a terrible fraction problem that you're going to have to struggle with. And I would love to show anybody who wants to do it that way how to do it, but believe me, it is a lot more difficult than this. Okay, let's try another problem. Something easier. Here you have x plus 7 equals x plus 7. Without even doing this problem, you could just look at it and you have the same exact thing on both sides. When you have the same thing on both sides, it's going to be an identity function. Okay, so this is an identity function. It's an identity equation, so it's going to have an infinite amount of solutions. I don't even have to show work. I don't have to show how the x's cancel out and it's 7 equals 7 or 0 equals 0. I don't have to do any of that. I can just look at it. I know they're identical. Both sides are the same, so it's infinite solutions and I'm done. Alright, let's move on to number 3. Alright, so for number 3, we need to work out the parentheses. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now 3x times another x, that means I have 2 of these x's. So 3x times another x is going to be 3x squared. And then I have 3x times -2. So 3 times 2 is 6, -6, and then put the x. So -6x. Alright, let's compare that. Drop everything on the other side. Take a step back, look at this, and hopefully you notice that both sides are identical. So again, we don't have to do anything to this problem just because of the fact that they are the same. This is another identity equation. Alright, identity equation, so infinite solutions. Moving on to the next problem, number 4. Alright, so for this problem, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to work out this side of the equation. I notice there's no plus signs, no minus signs. It's just all together. So that must mean that they're being multiplied. Put a little dot right there. Okay, we're multiplying all of this. So what's x times 5x times 2x? So we have a 5 and a 2. 5 times 2 is 10. And then we have an x times an x times an x. That must mean x to the 3rd power. So my answer for this is 10x to the 3rd power. And look at that. That's what we have on the other side. Both sides are the same again. So again, we have an identity equation with infinite solutions. Problem number 5. It looks like a lot of these are being identity equations. This one kind of looks like it too. Let's see what happens on this one. Don't be fooled and don't jump to a conclusion too soon. Okay? Always work it out. Don't be lazy. So we're going to work out this 3. We're going to distribute the 3. And 3 times x is 3x. And 3 times 1 is 3. Aha! Look at the other side of the equation. On the other side, you have 3x, but not plus 3, but plus 1. So this is not an identity equation, okay? So don't be fooled. If you want to get rid of the 3x, get rid of the 3x. So you're left with 3 equals 1, which is not true, so there is no solution. Okay, so this is just a no solution problem. Alright, I think I gave you enough practice. I hope I did. Please try these problems on your own. The substitute may choose to collect this. If you guys aren't working, he will let me know. And if you are working, perhaps he will sign your paper. That way I can tell who was really trying hard and not wasting class time. If you need to watch the video again, feel free to play the video again. Let me just remind you that for these problems up here, you're going to plug in the answers to see which one gives you the truth. Only one of these will work. So that's how you do the first 3 problems. And you don't have to try A first. You could jump to B or C or D, whatever order you want. But I do need to see your work for these problems. Okay, so please show work for all of these. Okay, now some of these are easy, like number 9. You probably don't have to show me work. Okay, but for the rest of them, please do show work.